All right, guys, this is our first ever Test Drive Tuesday with the radio station. First time we've ever done it, and what a great place to start. We're at Driven Motors. My buddy Rick Baxter.
How's it going?
Good, how you doing?
Good.
And we get to drive on Test Drive Tuesday for the very first time a black, as you can see in the background, BMW. And I can only imagine that this thing's got some power, right?
Yes, it does.
And at a great price. I don't know if you guys know anything about Driven Motors. I assume you do from the spots that you hear on the radio, but you get great deals on some really unique and cool cars here at Driven Motors. Look at this price tag. Zoom in on this thing. This is a BMW, a 2002 BMW for $15,995. How much does a car like this cost brand new?
You're on the $50,000 mark, so it's up there.
And a lot of people will probably think, okay, well, if you can sell it for $16,000 or just under $16,000, it's probably got 180 or 190,000 miles on it. But if you zoom in even closer, you'll see it's got 49,000 and change miles on this. This thing's just getting broken in.
I just broke in for a BMW.
So we're going to get in this car. We're going to test drive it around town. I'm sure we're going to get some looks. All cleaned up, looking good. It's the black 2002 so cool BMW here at Driven Motors. Let's ride.
Okay.
Checking this car out. I'll tell you what, I love the power, which we're going to show you in just a second as soon as we get past this cop right here. I'll show you the power in just a second, but we're kind of city driving right now. One thing I love about this car, first of all, I don't know why I noticed this first off, but check this out. It's got a sunroof. That's sweet or what? Especially now the weather's breaking. You look good. You get a lot of good looks in this car. People, I mean, driving a BMW around Jackson, you get good looks in a car like this, don't you?
Oh yeah, you definitely do.
So lots of cool things to check out inside the car, like the sunroof. I love that. But check out the interior. You get some nice leather seats. You get a manual shifter if you want to do that. And I gotta believe a car like this has lots of power and goes very, very fast if you want it to, right?
Right. You got the power. It's got the decent size engine in it, but it also doesn't sacrifice, the gas mileage, which is a lot of people's concern right now.
Well, something that you told me about when we were hanging out just a few minutes ago is that this car actually has a V6 in it.
Right.
I wouldn't think that a BMW, especially one that has this kind of power, would have a V6 engine, so you get the power and you get the gas mileage, so you're not, this thing isn't going to get 8 miles per gallon. You're still going to get a decent gas mileage for a car like this.
Yeah, and that's kind of a European thing, is they try to stick with actually smaller cylinders, but they'll put a V6, V8 or something in it, but just not this large engine that's going to eat a lot of gas. It's just kind of the way they do things. So this is rated to get 26 on the highway. So
really,
yeah. So I mean, that's really good gas mileage for not only the power that you have, but also it's a larger size vehicle. I mean, you got 4 doors, so it's not that you're cramped in this little vehicle. You also have actually some space too.
Zoom in on this shit, and I don't know if it actually goes as fast. I think it probably does, but this speedometer or odometer looks how 150 miles per hour on the speedometer.
Right.
100. Will it go 150? Not that we're gonna compromise the Driven Motors name on I-94. I'm just curious if it'll go that fast.
You can crack 100 easy. I haven't quite hit that threshold, but not in this at least. But I'm sure it could.
All right, so we'll hop on the highway here and we'll give it a little juice and we'll let you hear the engine roll. Little minivan in front of us. I'm sure she'll get over in a second here, but getting up and going, and this vehicle is not a problem whatsoever.
Well, the nice thing too is you not only have the power, but you have the comfort. And that's a big difference. Sometimes that people think you have to sacrifice, some creature comforts to get the power.
What else can you tell me about the inside of the car as far as the features that this BMW has?
Well, it has all the standard stuff that you would expect a vehicle to have. And the thing that you got to realize too, while it's a 2002, it's got a lot of the features that sometimes the cars just now coming out have. And because a lot of the times they kind of beat us on some of the new technologies. So, I mean, you have the paddle shift where you can knock the shifter and it actually turn it into a manual car, which is something they're just now featuring on some of the newer vehicles. The steering wheel controls, which in 2002 was a big new thing, is now kind of a standard thing with some of the newer vehicles. And of course, you got leather throughout the thing. Standard sunroof. All the things that you'd expect in the newer cars. this as an 02 has. On top of the fact, and you mentioned it before, this has got 49,000 miles on it. This thing is kind of broken in at this point. They're supposed to last, the 250, 300,000, mile mark. It's got a little bit of life left still in it.
Oh my gosh! And one thing I noticed too, when I was passing those cars that I got on the highway, this thing the steering is really tight in this thing. So I mean, when you make a move with the car, it's going right where you're going. There's nothing loose about this vehicle whatsoever. Very tight. I like that. Shannon's behind the camera right now. Rick, maybe you can grab that camera and just look at her real quick. Grab the camera, and I want to know, Shannon, are we scaring the living crap out of you driving this car right now in the back seat because you're looking through the camera?
A little bit, yeah.
Do you love it though?
It's nice. It's really nice. I would buy this car.
Absolutely, yeah. If you want to save some money, a gently used vehicle, Driven Motors. This is a black 2002 BMW, and you can get it for under $16,000. At least stop by and take a test drive of this. We're test driving them on Tuesdays on the web. You can stop by Driven Motors and test drive one as well on East Michigan Avenue. Another Test Drive Tuesday with K105.3 and Driven Motors.